All right, next up we have Ben Martin from Madcap Coffee Roasters out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. So if we could have our judges please come down, and we will be getting things started shortly with Ben.
Oh, I'll go over here for you. Hello, nice to meet you. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello, hello. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. All right. Kind of move this away here. All right. All right, everyone set? You guys all comfortable? Awesome. Can I get my music, please? Time. My mom was the first person that I ever saw drink coffee. It was a ritual for her. Every single morning, she was brewing something that smelled so delicious to me. I had a great mom growing up, so naturally I wanted to be just like her. I credit her to be my initial inspiration for this coffee journey that I'm on, and I wouldn't be here today in front of you if it weren't for her. She'll actually be watching this later, so thank you, Mom. We're not always gonna be here on this earth, and there are many important implications to that, but I would say of the utmost is building up and preparing the next generation. The coffee that I'm serving to you today was never meant to be served nor enjoyed by one singular generation. Today, I'm very excited to introduce you to the Reynoso family. Luis and his wife Yenny reside in the Tolima region of Colombia. They produce delicious coffee, and Madcap has been partnering with them for over 11 years now. Every single year, I have been blown away by what they produce. They produce this specific coffee, a AAA lot separation of the Caturra variety at 1,700 meters above sea level. After the coffee is harvested, it's fermented for 24 to 36 hours in open air rather than in water, as this speeds up the fermentation process and preserves valuable resources at the farm. It's a wash process coffee, specifically washed by hand and then dried on covered patios for 14 days. This extensive washing and drying process results in a cup that has immense cleanliness and clarity of flavor. Now, judges, this first course I'm preparing for you, I'm preparing in the method that my mother prefers to have her coffee, that is with milk. In your milk beverages, look for notes of malt, of cocoa. It's got a creamy mouthfeel. It reminds me a lot of a Whopper candy. I steamed the milk to approximately 130 degrees Fahrenheit, as I wanted this to be drinkable as soon as I place it in front of you. Please enjoy. I'm pouring 150 milliliter milk beverages, as I found this provided the perfect ratio to balance the natural sweetness of the milk with the flavor characteristics of the coffee. All right, please enjoy. I'll be right back with the other two milk beverages.
All right, let's give a big round of applause for those beverages.
Now, Luis comes from a line of generational coffee producers. However, he's the first in his family to be a full-time coffee producer. This means that he can focus all of his attention on what's happening at the farm. We've seen year-over-year improvements to his coffee because of just how much attention he's able to give his coffee trees. Luis and his wife Yenny care so deeply about the quality of their coffee that with every batch they harvest, they're making minute adjustments to accommodate for things such as the weather that day. Through the entirety of the processing happening at the farm, Luis is attempting to respect what the coffee tree provides, showcasing its true terroir and characteristics. Judges, as a reminder, you're looking for notes of malt, of cocoa, a creamy mouthfeel, reminiscent of a Whopper candy. Please enjoy. Please enjoy. Now, as of this past year, Luis and his wife Yenny, their farm has become fully organic certified. This is a huge step for them, as this means they have a stronger ability to sell coffee and gain access to more resources. All this time, they've had sustainability and longevity of the farm at the top of their minds. For example, they're using the spent coffee pulp and skin as fertilizer and compost for their coffee trees. They believe in investing in the land that they're currently on. They see it as a cyclical process where all parts of the farm are working together for the greater good of the farm. This next course I'm preparing today, judges, I'm preparing in the way that I prefer to have my coffee, and that is as an espresso. Please hold off on tasting your espressos until I instruct you to do so. I'm pulling 18.5 grams in, 39 grams out, in approximately 27 seconds. Look for flavors of ripe cherry, of hibiscus, and of dark chocolate. The acidity is going to be medium plus, reminiscent of a tart cherry. It has a medium mouthfeel. It's round, it's smooth. It has a pleasant floral bitterness and a medium sweetness. Please enjoy. The finish is long, it's really sweet. I think you'll really like it. Judges, before you taste your espressos, please take those spoons to your right, stir in a back and forth motion 7 times, then discard them in your vessels to your left here. You may now enjoy your espressos.
Let's give a big round of applause for Ben's Espresso Course!
To Luis, family is everything. I recently had the opportunity to speak with him via video call, and when asked about his hopes for his family, it was obvious the deep care that he has for them. Luis and Yenny have 3 daughters, and the eldest just turned 18. They also recently separated a section of their farm, and in that section, they're gonna start selling coffee under their eldest daughter's name now that she's of age. Their middle child is almost 14 years old. She recently began learning about the coffee industry by participating in warehouse activities in their community. Luis hopes that one day his daughters are the ones operating the farm, continuing that generational pass of the baton. I wanted my signature beverage to represent this. I'm pulling the same espresso I used for your previous courses. I'm adding them to a shaker tin. I'm actually preparing 2 shaker tins. One for a liquid, one for a foam. I'm gonna prepare the one for the I'm using egg white as the foamy agent. Found this provided a really nice experience on the tongue, and it was a really stable foam texture. Next, I'm adding 4 grams of a cherry blossom powder. This is made from cherry blossom petals crushed that have been freeze-dried and then crushed up to form a powder. Don't expect a ton of florality from that, but it adds a lot of balance. It cuts through some of the acidity of the beverage. Next, I'm adding 6.5 grams of a local Michigan honey. This is for sweetness and overall structure of the foam. I'm gonna set that aside for a second while I prepare the other shaker. To this, I'm adding 7 grams of a Montmorency cherry concentrate. Expect a lot of acidity coming from this. And cherry is the next in the generational line to the cherry blossom. Next, I'm adding 35 grams of a Cascara simple syrup that I made by simmering 30 grams of Cascara with 50 grams of sugar and 210 grams of water. Cascara, the coffee cherry, producing the coffee bean, which is in turn used to make your espressos, a generational line of ingredients. I'm gonna shake this over ice to chill the beverage and to add body to it. I'm gonna shake these both at the same time, so please excuse me while I shake your beverages here. Judges, I would like for you to consume this beverage in at least 2 sips. Free to open your mouth a little bit wider than you normally would. Make sure you suck down some of that foam on top. And then on your second sip and beyond, enjoy as you normally would. On that first sip, you'll notice a really fluffy texture. You're gonna notice less acidity up front. And then on your second sip and beyond, you'll get a lot more of that acidity in there. Overall, look for flavor notes in this order of marshmallow fluff, of raspberry sorbet, and of dark chocolate, 70% dark chocolate. Now, judges, it is no secret that our world is changing. Costs are rising. The service industry is becoming less and less enticing to work in, as is the coffee producing world. I think that begs a lot of important questions to be asked. But I would say one of the most pressing would be, what are we doing now to lay the foundation, to build up the next generation, prepare them to move this industry forward, carry the torch when we're gone. Maybe it's finding ways to pay higher wages. Maybe it's buying deeper in the current producer relationships we have. I'm not sure. I'm on a journey to find out. But I'd like to invite you to join me on that journey for the sake of our industry. Feel free to enjoy these as soon as I place them in front of you. Please enjoy. Judges, it's been a pleasure serving you today. That's my time.
Let's hear it one more time for Ben Martin of Madcap Coffee Company out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Ben, if you could come over here for me.
All right.
That was a lovely routine.
Thank
You made
you.
me miss the Midwest so much as a Chicago day.
Good.
But I'm sure you have a lot of experience and like stuff you'd like to talk about. Would you like to thank some of the people that brought you here on this journey?
For sure. We have Madcap has a huge crew here. They're all right here. So thank you to them. Thank you to Trevor Corlett, my coach, and everyone else that helped me prepare. The other competitors, Uriel and Rihanna. It was a joy competing and preparing with you. My family, my parents, my girlfriend Kobe. Just so grateful.
Love to hear it. And again, thank you so much for such a lovely routine. I loved hearing about that cherry blossom that you freeze-dried in there. Again, congratulations and have a lovely rest of your day.
Thank you.
All right. That was, again, Ben from Madcap Coffee Company out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. All right, now a quick word from our sponsors, and we will keep things going.